Our top story today from the gatewaypundit.com. The View co-host is in hot water. Alyssa Farah Griffin was caught coaching federal witness and known liar Cassidy Hutchinson may face criminal investigation. We're covering this story and so much more here on the Gateway Pundit's Week in Review. Well, my name is Elijah Schaffer, and this is the Week in Review. We cover the top 5 stories of the last 24 hours. Our top story today comes from Jim Hoft, who reports that the View co-host is in hot water. Alyssa Farah Griffin was caught coaching federal witness and known liar Cassidy Hutchinson may face criminal investigation. Check this out. It turns out that the Committee on House Administration Subcommittee on Oversight Chairman Barry Loudermilk released a second interim report Tuesday addressing the events surrounding January 6. The report not only highlighted widespread failures, but also issued damning allegations against key members of the now disbanded January 6 committee. The interim report reveals that there was not just one single cause for what happened at the U.S. Capitol on January 6, but it was a series of intelligence, security, and leadership failures at several levels and numerous entities, Loudermilk said. The most explosive revelation from Loudermilk's report pertains to the conduct of Liz Cheney. The report alleges that Cheney personally coached the committee's so-called star witness, Cassidy Hutchinson, to alter her testimony without Hutchinson's attorney present. Now, witness tampering is a federal crime. Now we know why the sham committee deleted their communications from the public. They all should be looking at prison time. As Christina Lila pointed out earlier, Loudermilk obtained January 6 star witness Cassidy Hutchinson's signal messages, which revealed that she was directly communicating with J6 Vice Chair Liz Cheney in 2022. Liz Cheney was communicating with Cassidy Hutchinson without Hutchinson's attorney knowledge, knowing this is unethical. Now, in the months prior to Hutchinson's explosive private and public testimony, Cheney communicated with Hutchinson both directly and through intermediary Alyssa Farah Griffin, while Hutchinson was represented by her attorney, Stephen Passatino. Now, the select committee conducted 6 transcribed interviews of Hutchinson in total, and Passatino represented Hutchinson for the first 3 interviews in the Oversight Committee. Now, text messages were posted on social media showing the View co-host, Alyssa Farah Griffin, Cassidy Hutchinson, was clearly tampering with the witness, Cassidy Hutchinson. Alyssa Farah had several text exchanges with Cassidy. They mutually hated President Trump. Now, Alyssa Farah was the go-between for Liz Cheney and Hutchinson. Check this out. Okay, this was something at Liz's direction. How do you feel about just doing it with Stephen but answering more questions? You can handle yourself and he's just there as a figurehead. And basically give ultimatum of A, we'll come back, but we need assurance she won't be called in live, which I don't think they'll give, or B, if you won't give us an assurance, reissue a subpoena. He's not against me complying. He's actually sort of willing to do this because he thinks it builds my credibility as a witness. But he wants just enough from the committee to balance out the public backlash from the lawsuit and to frame me as a super compliant, respectful of congressional subpoenas. He's going to call Dan George this afternoon. Can you tip off Liz or Dan and see their thoughts? Well, it goes on to say, Alyssa Farah, Then in the response, it says, I'm personally fine with just Liz and Dan, but have a feeling he'll want it structurally the same as many other depots, but I haven't gotten that far with him. It goes on to say, yeah, that all makes sense. I actually agree with Stefan's approach, and I think that it's accomplished everyone's goals. I am happy to tip Liz off, and for that it's worth. I don't think that you are close to the front in line to testify live, but it might be worth asking for the commitment. My guess is Stefan cares about protecting Trump. Your issues were more with Meadows and folks around him, and you were simply being eat or honest. Exactly. He doesn't want me to stonewall the committee now over this. I think he wants to balance the perception in Trump world if I just go back voluntarily versus under subpoena. But he's probably going to be a bit less friendly to DG when he talks to him. He probably won't outright tell him to re-subpoena me. It may be helpful for DGA to throw in if they'd voluntarily do that. Well, if you don't voluntarily come in, we're likely to reissue a subpoena. You can view the full screen report there on the website. Now it goes on to explain that the Gateway Pundit previously compiled a list of Cassidy Hutchinson's 9 confirmed lies from her debunked congressional testimony. This report still stands true today. Now this kind of corruption that's going on, in the midst of everything is pretty remarkable. I mean, it's one thing as a country to have people go before us and lie. It's another thing to realize that behind our backs, we are completely fabricating stories in order to jail and persecute innocent Americans. Do you know how many damn Americans are facing actual serious charges over absolute bogus criminal accusations simply of the fact that there was concocted a story that there was an insurrection? They tried to push that for years. They still try to push that, but it's falling apart. Their lies are no longer working. Now, interestingly enough, I wanted to bring up something important. You know, in the midst of everything we're talking about, have you ever wondered about legendary Chuck Norris? Do you know who that is? Well, Chuck Norris is an amazing person. He's a patriot, but the most importantly, he's in his 80s and he's kicking butt and working out and staying active. What's even more shocking is he's stronger, can work out longer, and even has plenty of energy left over for his grandkids. And he did this by just making one change. He says he still feels like he's in his 50s. His wife even started doing this one thing too, and she's never felt better. She says that she feels 10 years younger, her body looks leaner, and she has energy all day. Now, Chuck made a special video that explains everything. Make sure that you watch it by going to chuckdefense.com/pundit. That's CHUCKDEFENSE.com/PUNDIT, or by clicking the link in the below the video. It'll change the way that you think about your health. Remember, him and his wife feel like they're in their 50s, but they're in their 80s. How do you get that energy back? Well, you've got to watch his method at chuckdefense.com/pundit today. Now, interestingly enough, Gateway Pundit also reported something insurmountable. X account believed to belong to Abundant Life Christian school shooter found the user made cryptic posts and may have posted Manifesto moments before shooting, according to Jordan Conradson, who reports. Social media users claim to have discovered Abundant Life Christian school shooter's X account and a potential manifesto posted by the now deceased subject. As the Gateway Pundit reported, the tragic event unfolded on Monday, shortly before 11 a.m. at the school in Madison, Wisconsin. The shooter entered a classroom during study hall and opened fire using a 9mm handgun. It goes on to explain that authorities are actively investigating the circumstances leading up to the shooting, as Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes acknowledged awareness of a manifesto allegedly linked to Rupno circulating online but has not confirmed its authenticity. Now confirmed X posts identified the gunman as Samantha Rupno. Many online have claimed that the individual went by Postal Brained on X and posted a manifesto on a private Google Drive link. The Gateway Pundit was unable to access the link because it was restricted. It is also believed that the owner of Severed Head account was in a relationship with the alleged shooter. Both accounts were available for anybody to view, but have since been restricted to followers only. Now, post-millennial reporter Andy No said on X Monday night that I can report that the deceased mass shooter at Abundant Life Christian School in Madison, Wisconsin is a 15-year-old girl named Natalie Lynn Rupnow. According to a source, he further confirmed that the Postal Brained X account is likely her. X has censored my thread due to sensitive details contained in the reporting. One must be at least 18 and logged in to view the content. New details regarding the shooting, you can see the actual account there. Now, in remarkable news, No also posted portions of what some allege is the shooter's manifesto, but its authenticity is still unconfirmed. Now, Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes said that they have not verified what the manifesto is or if it's authentic. We're certainly aware that it has been posted, and the person who posted it alleged to have connections with the victim. He said the police have not located the creators of the social media pages. The police have since identified the shooter as 15-year-old Natalie Samantha Rupnow, who committed suicide at the scene. On the social media page archived here that is speculated to belong to the shooter, Cryptic posts days and moments before the shooting occurred, shortly before 11 a.m. Central Time, appear to lend credibility to the claims. However, it is still unconfirmed whether or not accounts belonging to Natalie Rupnow were hers. The Gateway Pundit reviewed the account Monday night, and here's what we found. The account believed to be linked to Rupnow was activated this month and featured what appears to be a church set ablaze and its cover photo. The bio reads, "Good God forbid they know I'm human." Down here, it goes on to explain that's the picture right in the bathroom before it actually occurred. It's rather tragic, right? It's sort of eerie when you see pictures like this doing the okay sign. I'm okay. When in reality, she was not okay. Now, what I find to be one of the more remarkable aspects of this stuff is the fact that, not only was she, in a position to not really be, considering herself to own a firearm because she was actually a minor, we can find out that, people are not in a good place mentally, and a lot of this might actually be demonic. At approximately 11:50 a.m. Eastern Time, around when the shooting is believed to have happened, the account posted a hand gesture saying, "Okay." Now, down below, it also explains that the two cryptic videos were posted on December 14th and December 7th. One clip appears to show an individual committing suicide at a gun range, and another shows a montage of images showing a masked man armed with a sword who killed two people in a 2015 incident at a school in Sweden. Now, down those videos, I don't want to show you the gruesome and the gore, but those were posted. Now, additionally, the Severed Head X page has equally disturbing posts and appears to echo some of the potential hints left by other accounts. The account's bio reads, "In remembrance of Samantha Rupnow, who was driven to suicide by the worst people this world has to offer." The account also reposted Postal Brain's OK post that came moments before the shooting occurred. You can see this here, Crystalline. And this account actually, I verified it personally. This account directly was related. It appears to be like their partner or maybe a boyfriend, but they were a minor. And so it's really hard to do investigations and to, pry people for information when they're not, 18 or older, because you, of course, don't want to get into any sort of a violation of privacy or any sort of legal issues, especially as a journalist when you're talking about people's children and you can't identify who their parents are. But they posted this to everyone who was saying, live stream it, do this, do that, or anything, go fuck yourself. Genuinely, Samantha was one of the nicest, most beautiful people in the world. She was perfect in every way, but no, people like you had to ruin her life, make her feel hated. Now, that obviously shows that there's some sort of a connection. And retweeting 9mm SMG, Crystal, and also said, dude, I can't explain anything due to your dumbass having replies limited and no DMs like actually. But it seems like that's who it was. Now, those details are rather shocking and extremely sad because two people lost their life, a teacher and a student, I believe, and we still don't know their identities as we don't deserve to know, right? Well, speaking of more interesting news, CRINGE, Michelle Obama dances in trash bag and over-the-knee boots on Jennifer Hudson's show. Christina Lila reports, Michelle Obama appeared on the Jennifer Hudson show wearing a skirt that resembled a trash bag and slouchy over-the-knee boots. The former First Lady sat down with Hudson for a conversation that touched on the holiday season, her new book, Overcoming a Workbook, and the Netflix series, The Later Daters, which she and Barack Obama helped produce through their company, Higher Ground. For the daytime talk show interview, Obama wore an asymmetrical black dress from Bottega Veneta in a leather-like material underneath, a blazer, which brought a business energy to the look and introduced a toupee hue, Footwear News reported. Continuing with the leather look, Obama added another bold item to her ensemble with a pair of slouchy thigh-high boots. Slight folds throughout the tall shaft established an edgy, lived-in vibe for the shoes. Additionally, the boots offered the author and producer a boost in height and a sculpted kitten heel. The silhouette also included a pointed toe and a sloped toe, the outlet reported. Well, Jennifer Hudson's show posted a cringe video of Michelle Obama dancing to promote this. I don't really understand what the point of all this is. Check this out. Here it is.
Attention, everybody. Oh. We are celebrating here today. So honored to have you, Michelle Obama, at a happy place. Michelle Obama's walking, we can't let her go. She's a classy lady, we just love her so. We got Michelle Obama at the happy place. 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 We got Michelle.
Is this over? All right. That's a no for me, sir. Why does everyone in the left have to be so cringe? They have all the money and all this backing, and yet they walk around and they have to put out things like this. I miss the man who I was when I didn't know about this video. That's 50 seconds of my life and your life that we're actually never going to get back. Now, we live in the most advanced era in human history, and there has never been more medical breakthroughs than there are right now. So why are millions of Americans more unhealthy and overweight than they've ever been? According to the U.S. board-certified physician and expert nutritionist Dr. Amy Lee, one of the main reasons is 3 harmful foods that are being passed off as health foods all over the country. And wait till you hear this. Because these foods can cause weight gain, clog your digestive tract, deplete your energy, and wreck your skin, they are banned in other countries. Yet shockingly, they're still legal in the U.S., and it's time that someone shined a light on what they are. Dr. Amy Lee does just that, while explaining how the side effects from these foods are wreaking havoc on the health of millions of Americans. The great news is it's easy to stop and reverse this damage by simply learning which foods to avoid and how to spot them. And by doing so, you can experience easier weight loss, smooth digestion, and vibrant energy. To find out these 3 fake health foods, go to 3harmfulfoods.com/pundit. That's 3harmfulfoods.com/pundit. That's the number 3 harmfulfoods.com/pundit, or click the link in the description below. After years of extensive study, Dr. Amy Lee put together a revealing video totally free to the public, so you never get duped by these foods ever again. Find out all you need to know to regain control over your body at 3harmfulfoods.com/pundit. Click the link in the description. Now, that being said, in other news, Representative McCaul actually ended up recounting how Pelosi fell down a marble staircase and broke her hip. Listen to this. Representative Mike McCaul recounted how Nancy Pelosi fell down a marble staircase and broke her hip. Congresswoman Nancy Pelosi was forced to cancel the rest of her engagements scheduled on her bipartisan CODL trip to Luxembourg after she fell downstairs last Friday. Pelosi was hospitalized during a congressional delegation trip overseas after she fractured her hip. The 84-year-old had hip replacement surgery, and she lost her footing on a marble staircase and fell to the ground. Earlier this month, Speaker Emerita Pelosi underwent a successful hip replacement and is well on the mend, according to Ian Krager said in a statement. The operation was conducted at the Landstuhl Regional Medical Center in the Army base in Germany, her office said. The Defense Department provided medevac support to transport Pelosi there from Luxembourg, CBS News reported. Now, of course, it's not really a surprise that she ended up using taxpayer money to fix her hip. But we have a video here where this individual representative actually recounts her breaking her hip. And it's quite interesting when you hear it from his perspective. Listen to what he had to say.
And just so we have you, Mr. Chairman, can we ask you one quick question?
Sure.
On Speaker Emerita Pelosi and the fall that she had?
Yeah.
Just, your thoughts to her, what have you experienced there, how's she doing if you're aware?
She's doing well. She had a hip replacement. I was right next to her. She likes to wear high heels, very high. She was on one of her last steps on this marble staircase that didn't have a railing, and she lost her footing and fell to the ground. I immediately helped pick her up. And we took a picture after that. You can see me holding her up by her hand. And then very soon thereafter, a vehicle showed up and she was taken to the hospital. I wish her a speedy recovery. She was transported from Luxembourg to Ramstein, and specifically the Landstuhl Hospital, where I believe she currently is, having a hip replacement. She's 84, but when I talked to her on the phone, she had a lot of energy. Very spunky. She wants to get out of there. She wants to be able to fly back home to the United States. But overall, she's in good spirits, and there's no more health danger to her other than, hip replacement.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe we wish that there was some more danger, honestly, at this point. I mean, these people literally never die. I'm not wishing death upon her. I'm just saying, they're just like, where are these people going? Are they drinking baby blood? I mean, I'm being, facetious. I'm just saying the fact that she continually can survive literally anything. It's like always the people that you want to live the longest die the earliest, and the people that you don't want to live end up living forever. But whatever. Anyway, a federal judge also violated Judicial Code while lecturing Justice Alito on ethics in New York Times essay, forced to issue an apology for misconduct. It turns out the senior U.S. District Judge Michael Poncer of Massachusetts openly criticized Justice Samuel Alito's ethics in a New York Times guest essay, violating the sacred trust of impartiality expected from the Judiciary Committee. The conservative advocacy group, the Article 3 Project, filed a formal complaint against Poncer, leading to a misconduct finding and a public apology from the senior judge. The complaint, filed in May of 2024, stemmed from an op-ed authored by Judge Poncer and published in the New York Times. The article discussed the controversy surrounding Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito's display of an upside-down American flag and an appeal to heaven flag at his properties, which some media outlets tied to Trump supporters during the events of January 6. Poncer declared that the flags are symbols of partisanship and questioned Alito's ethical judgment. Despite lacking direct evidence of ethical violations or pending cases involving the flags, Poncer's essay implied that Alito's actions warranted recusal from cases related to January 6, casting doubt on the Supreme Court justice's impartiality. To me, the flag issue is much simpler. The fact is that, regardless of its illegality, displaying that flag in that way at that time shouldn't have happened. To put it bluntly, any judge with reasonable ethical instincts would have realized immediately that flying that flag then in that way was improper and dumb, Poncer wrote in an essay. Now, it goes on to explain that the same goes for flying of an appeal to heaven flag at Justice Alito's vacation home along the New Jersey shore. Like the upside-down flag, this flag is viewed by a great many people as a banner of allegiance on partisan issues that are or could be in the court. Chief Judge Albert Diaz of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fourth Circuit issued a scathing rebuke of Poncer's actions. The essay expressed personal opinions on controversial public issues and criticized the ethics of a sitting Supreme Court justice. Such comments diminish the public's confidence in the integrity and independence of the federal judiciary in violation of Canons 1 and 2A, said Diaz in the filed reply. Viewed in the time frame during which the essay was published, including the substantial press coverage detailing the calls for Justice Alito's recusals from then pending January 6th case, it would be reasonable for a member of the public to perceive this essay as a commentary on partisan issues and as a call for Justice Alito's recusal. Judge Diaz also detailed the process of addressing the complaint and Poncer's cooperation. You can read more of it there on our website. Now, it's pretty interesting. They're always trying to undermine anybody who could be leaning right, anybody who could be getting Trump's side or representing the people of the United States. I think we're all getting tired of it. I'm glad that people are finally realizing this nonsense. We're tired of being persecuted in our own country for having the crime of what? Of loving our nation? Please, save me your breath. Anyway, my name is Elijah Schaffer. Thank you for watching the Gateway Pundits Week in Review. If you like stories like this, don't forget to subscribe directly to our Rumble and our X accounts. We are at the Gateway Pundit. Plus, you can join our mug club directly on our website. It's a way that you can support the site against all the crazy people that are constantly trying to take us down while also getting an amazing mug that's weighty, it's embossed, it's not a cheap mug, and you can drink your coffee or your tea in it every morning, depending on who you are. You can drink it at night too and join the club. Anyway, I'm Elijah Schaffer. Have a great rest of the week as always. May God bless the United States of America. I'm signing out.